Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Our scenario is Lover in the Ice. It was written by Caleb Stokes, and it's part of the Delta Green universe. I'm your game master, and this is episode 5. Our recap will be given by Josh Harwood as his character Agent Keys. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Josh?
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, God. You won't see this, but because you're not meant to know what I do, but I need to write a letter. And if I address it to you, it may feel much better. If I write it as if I'm on my business trip, I just write it like that, it'll give me a little bit of peace of mind, maybe. To the lights of my life, I don't know if you'll ever read this. You won't. I don't think I should be putting half this stuff I'm about to write to you, but if it gets to you, they have probably redacted half the contents of this letter. I wish I did not have to lie to you, but this could be my last letter, my last words to you, and I cannot waste that. This trip has been an unusual one, but let us keep this relevant. On my trip, I'm joined by Wardog, Cavalier, Forest, and Doc. These are code names. We do not know each other's real names, for reasons I shouldn't really get into. We were tasked with investigating and documenting a site of interest. Things went a bit wild. But let's not dwell on the past, so using Doc's genius and my computer skills, we managed to determine that the Bible verse was the code to the local grid, which measures the energy usage, heat in all the buildings, and we got the information we needed from that. We were then disturbed by a local deputy Filigree, who I had met the previous day, and we had agreed to meet over the phone, which we were expecting him. But it just caught me off guard because I was mid looking into information. He seems like a genuinely helpful person who wants to do the right thing. Shame we're having to use him for our benefit. Please, do not use people to your advantage. I'm setting a bad example, as per usual. Before I get into that, myself and Doc managed to piece together a possible route for an item of interest, which links to a case the deputy had assigned himself to. This case happened when a man was assaulted near the mall. Well, he was killed, but I shouldn't write that, even though this is fictional, but... On our way to the deputy's car, we ran into Forrest, and we filled him in. He was going to go back to the hotel room, finish up with documentation, and get the others to go and inspect the area of interest we had marked in relation to an incident that occurred with a sort of colleague named Skip Mills. This sounds a lot and maybe like gibberish, but if I don't write it down, I'll convince myself that this is all just one big dream, and that won't get me anywhere. After that, we went to a morgue. There was some evidence in the deputy's case involving the man at the mall here, and we looked into it, and Doc managed to figure out it was definitely linked to the incident with Mills, especially with the orange substance. And I figured out this mystery man was Jonas Washington, who lived at 1824 West Ambrosia Street, which is right near Mills' place. I instantly texted the others that information. In return, they relayed some devastating news. Our colleague Cavalier was investigating Puzzle Box. You know, one of those things you're so fascinated with, and you solve them quicker than I ever could. You're going to be the smartest on the block, I can already see. You have a bright future. However, they stated that he just disappeared into thin air. So at the Puzzle Box, I know what you're thinking. You'd construe it as one of those creepy, weird tales you like to write. You'd probably say that he was banished to another realm and subdued by a witch who sentenced to a life in a tower. Oh, just because he solved a puzzle. I know that's what you're thinking, but he probably had enough and left. Well, it's just a simple explanation. He'll return to us at a later date. I'm sure of it. I'm damn sure of it. So after that, we all made our way to West Ambrosia Street. When we arrived, the deputy was spooked as Warthog and Forrest were holding guns around the house. So after that was cleared up, they informed us there were 3 cars and that the door to the basement was open. So we split up again. Wardog and Forrest went down into the basement, and the rest of us went through the front door. As we wanted to make sure no one else was hurt, we searched the first floor and found out that the household had dogs and that there were signs of something not quite right. Doc went down into the basement via the first floor to regroup with the others, whilst myself and the deputy, the brave men we were, instead of checking the final room on this floor, we went upstairs as cautiously as we could, because if someone was in danger, we would have wanted to help them in the safest way possible. We were informed that in the basement, the others found a black mass down there that seemed to disturb them. We also found texts between the possible landlord Pamela and a girl named Tilda, most likely one of the tenants. They also found signs that the black sack kind of thing was responsible for an incident involving Pamela. Upstairs, I searched the room on the right and someone was having a party, as there was a camera by the bed. Someone was on the floor and there was a lot of stuff everywhere, and some very disturbing drawings. It was like a scene from one of your stories. The deputy saw a weird statue in the other room. He came back to me and was also disturbed. The man on the floor was linked to another black mass kind of thing. The others regrouped with us, which is how we knew of the information I previously stated. I went back into the room with the statue. Honestly, I think you'd have liked it. It was disturbing as hell, but it's definitely something you'd want to write about. I found a computer, and I didn't get on it yet. I was dumb. However, I got onto the phone and found out at 9 at a place called Macmillan Hall, there was a party going on, and whoever lives at this residence, possibly this Tilda, she was invited by a man named Chad. We'll have to look into this further. Honestly, I don't think this will make any sense, and you'll probably think I'm trying to emulate your stories with this letter, but I need you to know I love you and keep your mother safe. You hug her tight every night for me, and Nola, you look after that brother of yours when he's born, okay? As I may not be around to help you or your mother, just keep each other safe and hopefully you'll never read this letter. Maybe I'll see you, okay? But I have that feeling that I love you, Nola. You keep writing those stories, you do something with your life. No matter what you do, remember, I'll always be proud of you. See you soon, little cub. Signed, Papa Bear. P.S. Naya, my darling wife, I love you. I'm hoping that if I'm gone, you'll get this letter, which you won't. I don't know in what condition. I assume heavily edited, which you won't get at all. But it's important that I know I'm involved with something bigger than just my editing for TV shows. So in one of our daughter's stories, just remember I'll always love you. And if I'm gone, look up for that bear in the sky and you'll see me. I hope you forgive me for my lies. I hope our unborn son grows up and has a healthy life. Look after Nola and Naya. I'll always be in your heart. Goodbye, Alex. Fuck's sake.
All right. So now, as I recall, you're all still upstairs, correct? You are.
I'm in the basement.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dick's still in the
yeah.
basement. The rest of you
and I'm
are.
getting ready to jab a needle into one of the things.
Okay. You're upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're in the room with the bed and the blood and the sheets and the guy on the ground that's really bloated and the video camera and stuff. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I guess I feel like we would probably put on some gloves and make sure to tell everybody else not to touch anything. You know, they don't want to leave their fingerprints on a crime scene.
What is it? I'll
Don't need to tell me.
I'm going to, since this thing has responded to sound in the past, I'm going to, put finger to the lips and be like, shh. And since you two look like you're going to be doing stuff in here, I'll tap Agent Keys on the shoulder and kind of get him out in the hall so that it's as quiet as possible away from the big mass. And I'm just going to whisper, have you guys searched the entire house? Every room.
No, I think we missed a room downstairs.
And then I'll say, okay, you point it out and I'll take lead.
Okay.
And I'm going to be checking the camera to see if there's tape in it.
There is a It's a digital recorder.
It's a digital recorder, right?
It's
Okay.
setting on the I want to say on the
Table.
the table next to the bed. There's a monitor
table.
that's sort of facing the bed.
Okay. All right. We'll see what's on it. See what's been recorded.
I'm gonna wave to Filigree. Just keep an eye on this, and I'm going to inject my shenanigan cocktail.
All right.
What are you doing?
All right. So
In case
as
this thing pops.
Deputy Filigree goes over to the player, and he hits the button. He can see the file that looks like it was recorded. Was about 40 minutes long, and he hits the play button. The screen comes on, and what you see is the two girls. There's two girls. And they're leading this homeless man into the room, and they're acting very sexually provocative. The girls giggle. And just as they giggle, Jared, you are about to poke the thing in the room when it ruptures. And it pops open, and this thing suddenly writhes out, reacting to the sound of the playback. And it looks very much like you think that it looks. It's not very big, though. You'd think that it was immature, but it still looks lethal. And the thing leaps up onto the bed, and you can see it moving its ears to sense where the sound is coming from. What do you do?
Can I
You're
try
probably
and jab it as it goes by?
You can try. I think you all need to do sanity that are in the room.
I don't have any of the derived
that's
stats
fair.
worked out on this character.
Oh, aren't they
Hit
written
points,
down?
Willpower, sanity.
They're not on there.
No. Does anybody remember off the top of their head how that works in Delta Green? I can just.
Sanity
Sanity's
is
equal to
5 times
power,
your
right?
POW.
Yeah.
Willpower is your POW rating, that number from 3 to 18.
Oh, okay.
I forget how breaking
points.
point is calculated.
Sorry, I thought I put all those things on
Breaking
there.
point is your sanity minus your power, right? So it's like breaking point would be
That sounds right.
Sanity minus willpower, yeah.
But hit points. What about hit points? Anybody know?
That is, I believe, con plus strength divided by 10, is it not?
I'm showing 13. You have 13 hit points.
13 hit points. That would be con plus strength divided by 2. That makes sense.
Yeah, that lines up with what I've got here too.
You have
or con times 5 plus strength times 5 divided by 10 also
Yep.
would have been the same number.
I believe I didn't put those on there.
Right. Yeah.
You're,
cool.
yeah,
Thanks.
13
Sorry.
hit po-
No, I'll roll my sand now. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. The math is similar to Call of Cthulhu 6th edition.
Yeah, 6th and 5th, etc.
Yeah, that's where Delta Green was spun off from.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see a 7th edition, quote unquote
Green?
version.
I don't think you will.
So it's a pass. What's a
I
pass
failed.
on the sand roll?
Probably 1d4. Now that you're encountering this thing.
And what's a fail?
Oh, I'm sorry. A fail. That would be a fail. A pass would just be 1.
Oh, pass would be
Okay.
1. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I lost 1.
And do you want me to roll?
To see if
Oh,
you can
what would that
strike
be?
it before it.
Yeah.
Melee?
Give it a. Yeah. Okay.
I think since I failed my sanity roll, I probably just gasp and kind of like let out a little bit of a squeak and
Up
jump
against the
back
wall.
away from
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
so
even have my
I have
gun. I
to.
haven't even drawn my gun yet, so.
Yeah, so I have to wipe fluid off my face because it ruptured in
Yeah,
my
it's
face.
splattered. Yeah.
And I try and swipe after it, but nope, nothing.
All right. You notice as it leaps up and it starts to look around, it emits this very strange sound, very much like the sound of, as Ryan described, like a playing card on a bicycle wheel, sort of a like it's echolocating. So maybe it doesn't need eyes to see where you are if you move around. But it leaps towards the monitor, because the monitor itself has the speakers built in,
Right.
and it crashes to the ground. You guys can make a move. The other people, you hear this crashing going on all of a sudden inside the room, not except for Dick. He's downstairs.
Now I will draw my pistol and prepare to shoot.
Okay, depending on how far we went down the stairs, we definitely wouldn't continue. So, about face, and whenever we get there.
Okay.
I'm going to move to block the door, so it can't get past the door, and I'll say to Filigree, not super loud, but block the window. Don't let it get out.
All right.
Over the crashing of monitors and sex noises.
And the ringing of 9mm pistol shots.
Yeah. Dick, you are downstairs, and you suddenly notice a change in the one in front of you. It starts to wobble and become agitated, and you can hear a bunch of noise coming from upstairs. It's 2 stories up, but you can hear thumping.
And there's a visible reaction.
Yeah.
I pull my, what do I have? Do I have anything other? Do I have the hunting rifle still? Did I give that to Forrest?
No, you have the rifle and the pistol with you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, rifle at it. I take a couple steps back and I aim the heavy caliber rifle.
Okay. You're just aiming. Good. All right.
How many
Deputy,
shots do I get?
You get one at
Can't
one.
remember.
I think it's 1 to 1 to 3, depending on if you want to shoot 3 times.
Same as the other. Okay, I probably am going to shoot 3 times then.
All right.
So I do it with the penalty die, yeah? Wait, they don't
Correct.
do penalty dice in this game, do they? I can't remember. Okay,
I don't
yeah, I'll
know.
do it with penalty dice.
Yeah.
For simplicity's sake. So the first one is a miss.
Yeah.
The second one is a miss. They all miss.
Okay.
Bam, bam, bam.
Now its
I'm freaked
reaction, its reaction to the bangs is almost as if it's recoiling in pain from the sound.
Good, because
so
I got a few more bullets left.
It runs across the room and sort of bangs against the walls. It obviously can't see, so it's trying to get away from the noise. Agent Jared, what do you do? You've almost got to keep maneuvering to keep it from running into you.
Okay. Well, if it gets close, I'm going to try and stab it with the needle.
All right. Go ahead and make your move.
And inject as much of the shenanigan poison cocktail, whatever the hell I've mixed up out of the doctor bag. So what do you want? Melee?
Yeah, melee. It's thrashing around. Maybe with a penalty.
Oh boy. Okay, well, that's a 7. We'll see what the penalty does. Nope. Okay, penalty took that away.
Okay. The thing is close enough to you, and it's irritated enough that it's thrashing around. One of its hands, if you want to call it that, reaches out and grabs a hold of your leg. And when it does, the hand is, like I say, it's different than a human hand, but as it grabs a hold of you, this sort of tentacle, or these two tentacles that are around its wrist, sort of come loose, and they wrap around your leg so that it's got a good firm grip on you. And
so is my leg still on the ground?
yeah, you're still on the ground.
Okay.
It's going to try and climb up you. I would like you to do
Creepy.
a POW roll to keep from screaming
Okay.
or yelling.
That's a fail by 8 points.
Okay, so you
So no.
yell.
I'm freaking out.
You're freaked out. You yell loudly. As you yell, the thing tries to maneuver itself so that it can jam that thing down your throat.
Oh, hell no.
That's why it goes towards sound.
So I'll give you a dodge roll. You can't get it off of you at the moment, but you could certainly keep it from jamming its dick down your throat.
Okay. So that is a successful dick dodge.
Okay. You manage, you're screaming, but you turn your head and you realize in that moment that must be how this thing gets that thing down the person's throat. So, Deputy, you're seeing this, and now Agent Forrest and Agent Agent Keys, you've come running in the room, and you see Agent Jared struggling with this thing that's trying to jam its dick down his throat. I just have to keep saying it that way because it's horrific.
I guess I just shoot it with the shotgun, because if I see it on Jared, I'm just gonna...
You're shooting a shotgun, and it's like on him.
Oh, it's on him. No, I'm not shooting. Like, I thought,
if it's number 8 bird shot, okay, you won't overpenetrate and kill me.
It's
anything
probably
more?
Buckshot. We were expecting to hide.
Yeah, anything more.
We didn't load our shotguns with
Jared's
dirt.
not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Squirrels.
What is it? I'm in the back, so I'm letting Keys go first because he would get there before me.
I guess I'll try to see if I can get an angle, which I probably won't be able to, but at least see what's going on. And then I might club it afterwards, but for now, I'm just...
So you're trying to maneuver. That's what you're trying to do to get into place. All right, so you move into the room and try to maneuver. Agent Forrest, what do you do?
If he's out of the way and I got a clear path to it, I am using my gun like a club and just bashing it.
Okay, go ahead and try that. The thing is quite preoccupied trying to infect Jared.
Do you want sun rolls?
Infect, yeah, that's a nice way of putting it.
With a bonus die because it's distracted, or just a straight roll?
Just a straight roll.
Okay.
Because you're pretty horrified. I don't think you run sanity.
There's going to be thrashing.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Everything involved is squirming around.
Okay.
Throbbing.
Forrest and Keys, you can do sanity rolls.
Yeah.
Dick, you're down in the basement. You now hear gunshots upstairs.
I failed. 95.
I'm just watching this thing. I mean, I think I suspect that something's going to erupt out of it.
Okay.
Is it a D4? Did you say for if you?
D4 if you failed. Yeah.
I'm at my breaking point.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, I've just passed my breaking point.
And I'm gonna back up so that so that I can see it. Like I have a straight line of shot to it, but I also have a straight line to run up the stairs.
Okay. Let's see, Deputy Filigree. You're the farthest away from it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that the situation's changed, I'm not going to keep pumping 9mm shots into it while it's on top of Doc. So I am going to try to use my CED pistol. Stun gun.
Okay. So that's the electrical pistol.
Taser. I imagine it's more of a taser. Yeah.
All right.
I'm not very good at this either, so I'll probably still miss, but we'll see. Oh, that's a 22. That's a critical success, right?
All right. So What its damage does it do?
It stuns the target, contest to resist, inflicts a negative 20% penalty to all actions for 1d20 turns. Once struck, the victim can be zapped again on the shooter's turn without an attack until the barbed darts are yanked out. Anyone holding the victim, suffers the same effects. Its wired darts have a range of 4 meters. It can fire 4 times.
All right. So you've fired it, and there's the electrical clickety-click sound, not unlike the sound that the creature actually makes. And you see that the prongs are just sort of barely stuck into it. It reacts, and you see Agent Doc react. Doc kind of loses his footing, but he's gritting his teeth as this thing is trying to get in. But for a moment, the thing lets go.
Probably a good thing.
The thing rolls onto the floor, and it immediately starts to flop around and move quickly, trying to get away from you.
I imagine that probably pulls the prongs out anyway in the process. Right. Yeah. Doc, you do get a Constitution test to resist that.
Okay. If I pass this, nope, don't pass it.
So if you pass it, then you don't get the name. Okay, so 1d20 turns.
I'm a doctor, not a meat slab.
You have a negative 20% to all actions for the next 19 turns. Sorry, dude.
Oh baby.
So the monster should too, hopefully.
Okay.
Maybe.
The monster is once again trying to echolocate. Let's go down the line again. So Deputy just went. Doc, what do you do now that you've actually gotten away from it?
I'm going to crawl away and make sure that I didn't get punctured in my leg.
Okay.
And injected with any shit.
It doesn't look like there's anything that would do that on the creature's hand. And you'd have pants on, so more or less it was really
no puncture marks on the pants?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Agent Keys, what are you going to do?
Well, now
trying to take aim, but of course it's went all over the place.
Yeah, and it's not on Doc anymore. But I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna attempt to club it with the.
All right. Go ahead and try.
Jesus Christ, that was a 77.
Oh,
that's a critical failure.
You clubbed Doc.
That is a critical failure.
That is a critical failure. I am at my breaking point.
You swing, or you try to club down on it, and you completely miss, and you bang on the floor. And when you do, it immediately reacts. Its hand comes out and grabs your gun, and it attempts to climb up the gun towards your face. Do a willpower roll to see if you scream.
I got a 98 on that roll.
Hey, you see it coming, and you're just like, ah, like this. The thing immediately tries to impregnate you, and it misses. But it is on you, and it is trying to thrust itself into you.
Help me, please. Anyone.
Okay, well, now let me ask you, is he to the side of me, or am I in line with the creature and him?
I'd say he's near where the bed was, almost standing in what's left of the homeless guy at this point.
Right, but if I take a shot at the creature, is he in line for it so that it will hit him from where I'm standing?
There's a chance because it's right here on him. So you might be able to, if you tell me you want to maneuver so that you can get an angle where it wouldn't hit Alex.
Just do it.
Yeah, I'll go for it. I'm taking a shot,
All right.
and that's a success. 37 under my skill. I'm using a shotgun at close range, so I believe that's 2d10 in Delta Green.
Correct.
All right. That is a total of 12 points of damage.
All right. Where did he go? Where is it? Here from? I'm sorry, how many
And
points?
12 points.
All right, 12 points. You hit the thing, and it is hurt. It lets go of Alex, and it
Do I
attempts.
take any damage?
No,
from the shotgun?
he didn't
Okay.
hit you with it. It attempts to run and sort of hide behind the other side of the bed to get away from you. And once again, it seems to be trying to get away from the noise that you've done. I would like you. No, you fired in that direction, so you're fine. Who's next? Todd, you continue to hear more shots coming from upstairs, and this thing downstairs is reacting every time there's a shot. But this last time there's a shot, the thing actually lurches. You can see it sort of lurching inside.
Do I have a reasonable suspicion where the creature inside the embryonic sac is?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's not like the sack's that
I
big.
guess.
Yeah. You can see it moving around.
Oh, I don't know if I want to shoot it. I don't know if I want to shoot it.
You don't actually even know what it looks like yet.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think all these other guys have seen the statue and stuff, and I haven't. So,
Right.
And I was the one that wanted a live sample. So I'm just going to watch it. Well, maybe I'll take my phone out and record it. It's 2017, right? Yeah, I get the bright idea to record it with my phone. And I'll just hold the rifle kind of in the crook of my arm and against my shoulder, and I'll try to record it with my phone.
Now, you have a burner phone. Do those have...
Is it a flip phone or is it a
cameras?
cell? Or is it a smartphone?
Well, it's going to be a modern, but it's going to be a burner phone, like an emergency phone you get from the
Oh, let's just call it a flip phone then. Okay, forget that.
Radio Shack.
All right, forget that. I'll just keep my rifle trained on it.
All right. All right. So the creature is now kind of trying to hide behind the bed. What do you do? And you can hear it clicking madly.
Hold up. Try and subdue it so I can just inject it with this shit. Just hold it still.
Who are you trying to hold it still?
I don't know. I'm just shooting that out into the room. There's 3 other people in there.
What is it? Yeah, you and Filigree go before me and Keys. So Filigree, I think, is next.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's kind of cowering back behind the bed a little bit, so it's like in a corner.
Well, you can't see it. It's on the other side of the bed, so you would have to go over there to take a look.
Okay.
It's really not that big. It's like a small chimp at this point.
Right. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. It's crouched low. Yeah, that makes sense.
You can
I
hear
am
it.
going to defer to the guy with the shotgun and let him go first. In the meantime, I will just reacquire my pistol and check it to make sure it's ready to fire.
Okay. So, Agent Forrest, as you move over there,
I am. You said it's behind the bed, right?
right?
I'm not going to bother going behind the bed. I'm going to drop down on my belly and go to where I saw it cowering, and just try and shoot it from what is it?
Well,
Laying
can you
position.
see under the bed? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not too picky.
Well, now there's bloody sheets, and there is the remnants of all of the nasty orange goo from the exploded person in front of the bed.
Is it big enough to where it would be like obscuring the bottom of the bed?
No, not really. I mean, if you got down on your hands and knees and you looked.
No, I'm going right down. I'm going knees to belly, straight down, gun
Okay.
ahead of me.
You can see that it's actually trying to get under the bed.
Okay. I'm shooting it then.
Okay, so you're going to just shoot from under the bed. All right.
Yep.
In Call of Cthulhu, you get a bonus die for point blank range. I don't know if you do in Delta Green or not.
Well, it's a pass anyway, and I didn't get doubled, so it's not a critical.
Okay, but he got 98, so he's not really in any kind of way to protect himself.
Ooh.
So go ahead and roll some damage.
Alrighty. That is 9 points.
That is enough to kill it. It stops clicking. You can see it struggles for a second, but then it stops moving, and there's orange goo splattered all over the place where it was.
All right. I'm just going to be watching it for probably longer than I strictly need to make sure it's not going to...
Well, it twitches a little bit for a few seconds, and then it stops moving.
Okay. After that, I'll get up, not bothering to dust myself off from like all the orange goo that's probably there, and I'm just going to go over and try to either kick over or kick away the bed so that everybody else can see it.
Yeah.
The fuck is that thing?
What the fuck?
That would be an entity.
That's what that orange goo does.
Yeah.
Or tries
But
to
is
do.
it,
If it's added in sufficient enough quantity, your immune system can't fight it off, and it makes this shit. In theory.
what is it?
I haven't tested it. I don't really want to test it.
Doc, what is it? Make damn sure that this thing is dead and inactive. What is it? Before we proceed here.
On
Keys
it.
can.
Well, let me stop shaking here.
I do
Great.
have some information.
Filigree, that taser. Nice work.
What is it? We got to go check on Warthog. The sounds may have activated that pod down there.
Was this another one of these things?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, get on it.
Jesus Christ, I'm reloading my pistol as quickly as I can.
Yep, and I don't know if I have a double barrel shotgun or a pump action, but either way, I'm reloading it.
And we got another room to check, but also I say about the Macmillan Hall thing and Chad, so I haven't actually told you guys about it. So.
All right, and what is it? We'll get the details later. Let's clear and secure the scene before we proceed. Everybody move in pairs. Do not go anywhere alone.
Are you guys sure this falls under FEMA's jurisdiction? I mean, don't you think we should maybe call the FBI or something?
What is it?
Filigree, stay
Filigree?
with me here.
That's some kind of fucking alien, man.
What is it? Doc, take care of Filigree. Keys, come on. We gotta check on Warthog. We can't lose another man.
Isn't Warthog up here? Didn't he come up here?
No, sir.
He's downstairs in the basement.
Oh, he's downstairs. Okay. Forrest, on the way we need to check that room.
Yes,
Or
sir.
I will check the room, and you go quickly check on Warthog. And
You're
I'll
not wiping your ass alone now. We're going in pairs, or else we're not going.
okay.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
you were volunteering.
Okay, man.
All right.
I'll let Keys lead. Sorry.
The two of you start down the stairs. Get to the bottom, you make a left-hand turn. You go back down the hallway. The basement door is on your left. The room you haven't checked is on your right.
To the room on the right it is. And I open the door.
You can see, by the way, this was where the tarp was on the wall. Now that you've sort of looked around and you've gotten used to what's going on in the house, looks like there was a struggle in this hallway, and that the tarp was put up to kind of try and hide it, maybe.
Okay.
The door to the bedroom, when you open it up, you can see that there are signs of struggle on the carpet. There are some small splashes of blood here and there, but this is a bedroom. Now, it's different than the girls' bedroom upstairs. This looks more masculine. As you look around, you can see that there are it's actually in pretty good condition, though the bed is slightly messed up, and there are a couple of blood splatters, not big ones, like someone was attacked in here.
Fuck.
There's a bed, there's a closet, and there is a desk with a laptop computer on it. On the desk, there is a picture. The picture is of the gentleman you saw in the morgue, with another gentleman about his age, also both of them dressed in military uniforms. When you begin to sort of look around, you realize that they were boyfriends.
Okay.
We got the guy's name right, Jonah Washington.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So if you were to guess, maybe Jonah came home. That's probably his Jeep outside, and the girls attacked him. Maybe they tried to seduce him, but he got away, but not before they'd stabbed him a couple of times. And then he died.
Damn.
What is it? Just gonna check the room and check the closet to make sure that his boyfriend isn't pod number 3 here.
You check the closet and I'll check the laptop.
Yeah, you don't find a boyfriend. Everything seems to indicate, as you're looking around, that Jonah, he's in the National Guard, and that when the disaster hit, he came home probably to get some supplies, and then he was probably intending to go back. His boyfriend doesn't live here with him. And that he got assaulted in the process. You do find the keys to his Jeep.
All right. I'll pocket those. Then I'm going to go down the hall and join up with Warthog.
Okay, you just have to go across the hall to the door going down to the basement.
Yeah, I'm checking the laptop just to see if there's anything of use on there.
Nothing in particular. It's password protected, but it doesn't look like he's like full of porn or anything like that. So
Okay.
He probably didn't even have time to check his email when he got home.
Is there anything in the closet? Did Forrest look in the closet?
Nope, just clues. Maybe a couple of uniforms. Everything is actually pretty neat and clean.
Okay, then I'll follow behind Forrest. Obviously a little bit behind because he left first, but I'll follow Forrest.
All right. So you go back downstairs into the basement, and you see Agent Warthog standing there, shaking just a little, pointing at that thing because he's heard all the noise from upstairs. What do you guys do?
I am going to shoot it.
Wait a minute. What's going on? What was all the racket upstairs?
To which I respond.
Shit hit the fan, man.
All right, so you're going to shoot it?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, two. That would have been really good normally, but
So
You
you
got a
shoot
no
a
too?
shotgun.
yep.
All right. Go ahead and unload on it.
14 points of damage.
All right. Of course, it ruptures the second you hit it. And when it does, you do a lot of damage to the thing. It struggles for a moment, but it doesn't have enough viability yet. You can see that it's only partly formed. It's close maybe to hatching, but maybe another 6 or 7 hours. So it's not nearly as well developed as the one that was upstairs.
All right. Does it die?
Yes, it does.
All right.
Should I make a sanity roll?
Yeah, and there's orange goo all over the place.
I'm all right.
Oh,
I was
no.
7. Is that just 1 point?
Yeah, I'll I'll look over with to Warthog. Both of our ears probably ringing from me firing in this like stone
Yeah, cement
box, but just yelling at him. We got a bigger problem.
What is that thing?
Offspring. We got Mama and 2 sisters.
What do you mean? There's 2 more upstairs?
Not upstairs. We don't know where.
There's 2 on the loose?
Plus the original. What is it? I'll wave over to Warthog and say, we got to join the others upstairs here. And what is it? We got to get moving. What is it? We found a cell phone that invited 2 of these young ladies who are infected to a party. And this spreads through intimate contact. And if they get a bunch of people together who are in the mood for that sort of thing, we could have dozens of these things.
Everybody all right? About this time, I would appear in the basement because once I heard the gunshots, I'd have to run down to see if everything was all right.
Yeah, I'll have also arrived.
Yeah, let's everybody get together. Wait, we got to figure this all out. Now that we're all together and you guys bring me up to speed, wherever that is in the house. So we had entity number 1, and Mills finds that, and he gets infected with it.
Yes, sir.
So is that still around? Is that thing still around?
No, sir. You guys have dealt with that one, but he infected his mother with number 2.
But if number 1 infected Mills, doesn't that make Mills number 2? And then if it infected the mother, doesn't that make the mother number 3? These things don't die once they infect, right?
No, they seem to replace the original organism, though. What is it? One never left Mills, as far as we know.
We killed the one that was in Mills.
Yep, that's number 1. That started this
So
ball rolling.
I mean, it kind of left him.
My question is, does the entity crawl in somebody and then transform into like an adult entity? Or does an adult entity infect somebody, changing that into an entity, and then goes on to infect somebody else?
Doc can probably tell you better than me. He's he studied the microcellular reaction a bit more, but what is it? From what we know, the orange goo seems to replace the original host.
Which would make me think that an entity infects something. Hey, did we ever find the dog bodies? There were 3 empty dog bowls upstairs.
We did not, which is another big question mark for us to deal with.
If the orange goo transforms the host, then doesn't the entity shoot the goo inside of a host
Fuck.
and then go up and shoot goo? It's like the 70s all over again.
What is
Guys,
it? It might be an issue of like male and female for these creatures. You have ones that appear human who seem to impregnate, for lack of a better word, the host. And then once the host dies, they develop, feeding off the body's nutrients and whatnot, and they turn into one of those. And I point towards one of the corpses.
guys, I just found something pretty important, I think.
What you got, Keys?
Well, it looks like Tilda called the Decatur number, and a few minutes later, Pamela, who is this on the floor here, apparently, her husband texted back, "Here's our address. See you in a few minutes." And this, by
Oh,
looks of it,
jeez.
was after Pamela was dead on the floor.
Okay. What is it? Do they know that?
Hey, maybe we ought to watch that video recording. Not that I
Do
really
we have
want to,
time?
but that might tell us. Well, we can take the camera and just watch it in the camera.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I mean, case
Yeah.
in
haven't
point,
addressed.
the party's at 9:00. Tom, what time is it?
Oh, it's still probably 10 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't you say?
What party?
there's a party at 9 tonight.
Yeah, the
hosted by a guy called Chad, I think.
the infected ladies
All
were
right.
invited to the party.
We have an address for Pamela's house, and it looked like Tilda's going there, so maybe that is a
Yeah,
a
we
good
should
place
head
to
there.
start.
Yeah.
Let's finish sweeping this house. Let's do it quick and then get to Pamela's.
Well,
Wait, I just realized that there's a policeman in the room with us.
Yeah. How many of these things are there?
We
we know that there are at least 3 more.
At least 3 more. So you don't know how many there are.
Well, as you see, they reproduce pretty quickly here.
Right. Which makes me think you have kind of like an outbreak situation here or a contamination situation.
That is correct, sir.
Yes. And,
So when
and
do
trust
we
me, you
notify
don't
the-
want.
No, we're the containment unit. This is what FEMA does.
Yep, this is
This
exactly
is-
what we do.
This is what FEMA does. This is not
Yeah.
what I imagine FEMA doing.
Yeah,
We are
this is
the
what we do.
biological containment unit.
Of FEMA.
Yep, all things.
Yeah, filigree, come with me. I'll explain a little bit of it.
Doc, can you and he, button up things here while the rest of
Yeah.
us secure that second
Sure.
location?
Sure.
Thank you.
We'll take the Jeep and follow once
Well,
we're done here.
Jeep.
What is it? Shouldn't you take the
I've
cop
got-
car?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, we can do that.
We'll
Which
we'll
is-
meet you there. We'll take the Jeep and the SUV.
All right.
Everybody do intelligence rolls.
Ooh.
I succeeded.
Oh,
That
hey,
is a success.
Super fail.
That's when the game master is telling you that you may not be too smart.
Wait,
but
you
your
gotta-
character is.
You got an 8?
08.
Yeah, you know what I got? A 7.
I
I
got an
actually got
88.
I actually got a 3.
Oh, Deputy Big Brain over here.
No, because in Delta Green, those are all just regular passes.
Right.
I know, but it's
Yeah, but I
Um,
got an 88.
it's
That's a super
important
fail.
for the player.
You got an 88, yeah. It occurs to those of you who passed. There's also a car count problem because there's 2 cars in the driveway that are frozen in. There's the Jeep, and then Pamela's car is missing because she must have come here in a car.
Oh, she doesn't live here?
Oh
No,
no,
she's
the
the
super.
landlord.
Yeah.
Who do the bed? Did we ascertain who the bedrooms belong to?
What is it? That one of them belonged to the soldier who was found dead. One of them belonged to one or both of these
Hilda.
ladies. Not quite
Oh.
sure if there was a relationship going on in there or not.
And who was
Well-
in the other bedroom? And who made this sculpture? And who did these paintings?
You've got, it looks like 3 people lived here.
Right. And
The-
Pam was not one of the 3.
The boy downstairs, and then you had Tilda, and then from Alex's thing, there's also mention of Melody. So the 2 rooms upstairs were probably Tilda and Melody's.
We got to watch this
They're
camera.
kind of girly.
Yeah,
Oh, we
do
need to
that.
get to-
do
we
that
need to
on the
get to
on the
that
car trip.
house.
Yeah, I'm. What is it? I'm loading up the Jeep. What is it? Warthog, you can take the camera or not, but we got to get moving.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll watch the recording in the camera while you drive. And Keys is coming with us too, right? We don't need 2 cars for this.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming. We don't need 2 cars.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm
Okay.
bringing
Might as
my
well
car.
take our car, yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well take our car, and then Deputy and Doc can come in the cop car.
Yeah, I'm definitely bringing
Yeah,
my
they'll
car.
go in their cruiser and we'll take the SUV.
Yeah.
It's
There you
more
go.
comfortable than a Jeep.
All right, and you guys are all going over to Decature's house?
Yeah.
Okay. Pamela's house.
All right.
All right, and what are you going to do about this mess here?
Well, that's
We
what
left
Deputy
Doc and
Doc-
Filigree to take care
Okay.
of that.
Yep.
So Doc and Filigree are staying here to clean up or whatever they're going to do.
Well, we can't clean up. This is all evidence.
Well, yes and no.
Did you have your scene?
So, as you're probably aware, the federal government spends money kind of fast and loose, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of it is faster and looser than others, but there are certain amounts of funding that go to portions of, say, FEMA or the FBI, the CIA, that they'd rather not see the light of day. And trust me, us 4 yokels running around claiming to be the cleanup crew, that's the cleanup crew you want to be messing with. You don't want the professionals coming in here. It'll get more messy. And persuasion roll.
So what
That's
are
a
you saying?
success.
What are you suggesting we do?
Well, we find some trash bags for the fetuses. We grab those, get them out of here, and then I can denature the orange fluid so it's not active and still mutagenic. Bleach works. And then, well, then we've got 2 missing persons cases instead of panic inciting biological contamination. It's not glamorous. The argument could be made that it's not morally right, but it's what we're hired to. It's what we're hired to do, and it keeps the status quo. Okay. All right.
So I guess we gotta find those trash bags, huh?
Yeah. Kitchen was up there, right?
Probably in the kitchen. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Look
Let's
under
go.
the kitchen sink.
All right. All right. So while you guys are doing that, the others are heading over to the Decatur house. You pull up to the driveway, and you can see that somebody went to great lengths to get their car free, and that car is missing. Very likely that's Pamela's car, but it's not here either. There are signs, however, in the snow and the ice that it was here, that it drove in and parked.
Do you think? Ah, shit, man.
Okay.
Do you think they've gone so? If the car's been here, where's it fucking gone?
Probably. What is it? To spread it wherever they can, but the husband may be. What is it? No more.
Well, we better go check in the house.
Yep.
Because if something's wrong, we gotta clean it up. And
Yes,
what
sir.
if? But let's say Tilda is still out there. She knows about the party.
Yeah.
Did scanning the video recording reveal anything?
Let's before you go in, you're sitting in the car. You're looking at the recording. You see the two of them bring this homeless fellow in. They then start to strip him. He's getting into it, and they all climb naked onto the bed and start having wild, crazy sex. This goes on for a couple of minutes, and then you see the girls start to become more aggressive, if you will. You can see at first the guy is sort of into it, and then they start to get a little more scratchy and aggressive, and he starts to try to get away, and all of a sudden they pull out knives and they start to stab at him. He starts to scream, and as soon as he starts to scream, you see one of the girls, you still don't know which one is which. She sort of pins him down, opens up her mouth, and you see that thing come out of her mouth and try to get down his throat. So he's screaming. She's struggling with him. You also see the other girl. She opens her mouth, and one of those things comes out and latches onto his arm. And you can see it almost looks like it's pumping that goo. You can see there's veins along the sides that are turned bright orange as it's going. And he starts to struggle. He pushes one of them off. He manages to roll on the floor. They manage to stab him a few more times and bite him a few more times. And finally, he's just twitching on the floor right where you found him. And they stay there for a few minutes, pumping something into him is what it really looks like, before they finally, stop doing it. And then you see them immediately come over, just giggling and also happy to replay the tape so they can watch it a few more times. And that's where the tape ends.
Okay. So we might not have as many creatures as we think we have.
How do you figure? We got at least 3.
I don't know how you figure we've got 3. One infects milk.
You got 2 on camera, and the thing that broke out of their...
Didn't we kill them? We killed one of those things. The one on camera is one of the women downstairs that we killed.
No, that's the super.
Yeah, both women are not there. So
Got it.
So they've
So
come
there's
here.
2.
You got 2 that are doing a honey trap, and one that's blatantly a monster.
One that escaped from Mills, came over here, started this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we may have a fourth in there because they came here next.
Okay.
And we don't know if Pamela had any children or anything. So it might not just be the husband. And,
Yep.
Okay.
That's a chilling thought. Okay.
and what about the dogs?
Don't know. We'll deal with that when we have to. Right now, we need to move.
Right.
What is it? You guys, one of us has to go in the back to keep them from escaping, one, and two should breach the front.
Well, I'll go in the front. I have a
All right.
shotgun, and maybe you should go in the back, Forrest, and then Todd with me.
Yes, sir. What is it? You two be safe, and what is it? Good luck.
Okay.
Is there anybody around on the street? This is another suburban house.
Right. This is 5 doors down from. No, I'm sorry. This is Pamela. This is quite a ways down, but you don't see anyone in the neighborhood.
Yeah, everything's still frosted over.
Right.
We have that printout. Does this place have power? I don't know if that's
Yes.
important. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's just go kick in the front door, I guess.
Hey, yeah, I'll kick it in, man.
All right. So Alex and Dick are going to kick in the front door,
Yep.
Yep.
And I'm going in the back.
and you're going in the back. So you hear them kicking the front door. You realize the second you get up to the front door that it is not completely closed. It is slightly ajar. Do you still want to kick it in, or?
No. Now
I'll slowly open it. So,
Yeah.
Right.
Stealth mode.
You open it, and the first thing you notice is red. There is red all over the floor. It's blood. And right inside the door, it looks like maybe it was shoved under the door, is a flyer.
Oh, geez.
Baby, it's cold outside. We have food, warmth, and shelter. Cots available at Truman High School.
Oh man, we're gonna have to nuke this town.
Bye.
Lying
If we get
in the
ahead of it.
middle of the floor are 2 bodies. One is obviously a man, and the other one looks like a kid, a boy,
Gosh.
maybe 12. They have been torn up and partially eaten. You can see that there are they've been gutted, and that large pieces of their meat have been torn from their bodies, not by human hands. It
Ah.
looks like an animal was trying to eat them, succeeding. There's a lot of it missing, and there is blood everywhere.
I signal for silence. And I just point to any other exits from this room.
It's a house, so yeah, there's a
Right. So there's other exits, right?
right.
I'll just head into one, and I'm trying to move quietly, and if I see an entity or really anything, except another FEMA agent, I'll shoot it.
And I'll go another way as well.
Yeah,
kind of.
that's about the time that I would probably kick in the back door.
Right. So you come in, you kick in the back door, which is I'll have Dick and I'll have Agent Keys and Agent Warthog do a sanity check, not just for the blood, but because the sudden bang as he kicks in the back door makes you jump.
99.
That's a critical fail. You can do a 1d6.
Is a fail. I
I'm
fail.
already
1d4
at my breaking.
for you.
I'm already at my breaking point.
D4.
Oh, that's about a madness, isn't it?
Yeah, if he gets over 5.
Okay, I want
got a 5.
to burn a relationship.
Okay.
So I lost 2 points, and that would take me to my breaking point. But I want to burn a relationship with somebody.
Okay.
So does that just automatically happen, and I just roll 1d4?
Right. You're suppressing the whole thing down, and it'll take itself out on your wife or your friends.
Can I do that?
You can do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep from going completely insane.
Okay. So I rolled a 2. So that negates the sanity loss, but it drops the bond by 2 points, right?
Right. I think that's correct.
I think that's correct.
Agent Forrest, you did that, and when you do that, you see the two of them jump because it's just like straight down the hall into the living room. You also realize you made a very loud noise, and the creature is attracted to noise.
Yep, that's the point.
All right. Well, unfortunately, it sort of drowned. If there was something, it sort of drowned out by the fact that Keys and Warthog leap into the air and react. You're still way down at the end of the hall. What do you want to do? You see them, actually. You see them in the living room.
Fuck.
What is it? Aiming the gun down the hallway and just knocking.
All right. You don't see anything except them. What do you guys do at the other end of the hallway?
Wait, you're down at the end of the hallway banging, knocking on the wall?
Yep.
All right, I motioned to Keys to back up, and I put my back against the wall. That is, my thinking is you're trying to draw the creature to you.
Yes, sir, if it's here.
And we'll shoot it if it comes running by us.
He can see me. I'm gonna try gesture that the dogs might be here. I don't know how I'm gesturing, but
there is an upstairs here as well. So it's a very similar house to.
I'll just motion around to the other doors on the first floor, and we'll search the first floor.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stick with Warhog. So he's not alone.
You start to move around. You don't see a lot of indication that much was going on here. There's a kitchen. There's a dining room. There's definitely something that looked like tracks of an animal and maybe even a couple of humans moving through the house. Go ahead.
Can I do a biology roll to see if the tracks are canine?
Yeah, and
Sure.
What are they tracking? Like, is it mud, blood?
Blood.
I mean, it's literally, this is a massacre that went on
Yeah.
here in the living room. Actually, you don't need a biology roll. They look like human feet and handprints, but weird
okay.
handprints.
Like the
Dog still unaccounted for.
Right. Also, the house is hot. Once again,
Right.
temperature's been turned up.
Maybe we need to check upstairs. Yeah.
Yes,
There's
sir.
nothing else on the ground level.
What's that?
There's nothing else on the ground level.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll take the lead. I'll take point on the stairs. And
Wait, first I turned that thermostat all the way down.
Okay.
I wonder if these things need the heat, and I'll whisper this. Do you think they need the heat to breed, or they just prefer it?
maybe
Do a knowledge roll.
it helps. Yeah.
Or do you have a biology? If you have that, that works too. But knowledge is fine.
No, I don't. I'll just do knowledge, or I'll just do int. You say that's a
Yeah,
pass.
intelligence.
Okay.
The thing that was written by the journalist.
Whitehead.
These things come from Brazil,
Right.
so they're used to warm temperatures. They're not used to this ice cold freezing temperature.
Okay. Let's go upstairs.
I'll take lead, and I'll go upstairs first. And, yeah,
All right.
be careful.
Who's going
Still.
first? Did you say
Me.
who took lead?
Yeah, Keith.
Agent Weathers, do a listen roll.
Oh fuck. What would that be? Would that be under alertness? I'm assuming.
Oh, alertness. Sorry.
That is a 77.
77. So a critical fail.
Yep.
You were on fire.
Well, what is your listen roll? Or your listen?
I have 40 in alertness.
Yeah, so it's a critical fail. All right, so you go up there, not just completely oblivious to anything. Warthog, you see him getting to the top of the stairs and turning. You can do a listen roll.
17 under a 23. That's a
All
6.
right. It's almost like you're feeling a subsonic impact, like something's going on your chest, and sort of a clicking sound off in the distance. Weathers Keys seems completely oblivious to it.
Oh, I'll reach out and grab the back of his shirt and stop him.
Okay. Forrest, what are you doing?
Well, since nothing came in the kitchen, I'm moving basically to wherever the stairwell is, and I'm kind of making some noise and keeping that my back to the wall and my front towards that stairwell.
All right.
Just kind of like stomping around and making obvious noise.
All right.
I'm gonna try to keep Keys from moving, move by him, and then as quietly as I can, looking down the barrel of my rifle, head towards the noise.
What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck, man?
Deputy Keys and Deputy Elijah Filigree and Doc. You guys are cleaning this place up. Doc, do a spot hidden for me. I mean, alertness.
Okay. That's a fail.
Okay.
Not crit fail, but
when you get to the thing that's upstairs, to start putting it in a bag, there's something different about it. It doesn't look as dead as it did before, if that makes any sense.
oh. Okay.
Can
I do a medicine check on it to see
Sure.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pass.
Okay. That it's completely covered in that orange goo, which seems to be blood. It's blood or whatever. And there's a lot of it. You think maybe somehow it's reconstituting itself.
Oh.
It's slow.
All right, so I'm gonna give it a lethal injection.
Okay. All right, so you
that noise.
Stick that stuff inside there.
Yep.
It's going to take the two of you a couple of hours to clean up the mess, but I'm going to say that you managed to do that.
Okay.
All right. So the other three, Dick, you're up at the top of the stairs and you're moving forward. All of the lights are off upstairs. So it's daylight outside, so it's not dark.
I'll still turn them on though as I go by.
Are we right behind him?
All right. Do a luck roll.
Well, that's just 50-50, right?
Yeah.
It's just both of us.
Fail.
All right.
I'd pass if it was for me. So
you're pretty sure the sound came from down this hall. And you're moving down the hall and you've got your gun out in front of you. But at the same time, you feel that same sort of impact, that sound impact, as well as Agent Keys, you feel it as well, coming from the side. And as you turn, something is coming out of the shadows and leaping at you.
Fuck. Yes. No, fuck.
You can go ahead and do a dodge if you want.
Could I just shoot instead of dodging?
Well, no, because you're not reacting. You're looking this way, and it suddenly.
Okay,
This is a
dodging,
Jurassic Park thing where it comes at you from.
I got a 77 again. What is me with 77?
I was just worried about Warthog. So.
Okay.
You should worry about Warthog.
What'd you get? You failed. It got an 06. So this time, the thing leaps up into the air, and it's bringing its hands down on your shoulders, and these tentacle things are wrapping themselves around your arm so that it's got a good grip on you. Do a willpower roll to see if you scream.
17 under
All right.
70.
You manage not to scream, but this thing bangs that phallus into your face, and it does 1 hit point of damage. Agent Keys, what do you do?
I'm not gonna. If I shoot, it's so close range.
Right, it's literally right in front of you, but it's also on the thing. You're gonna try to bash it? Okay.
Yeah. An 18.
Okay.
But
do it like a club. 1d8. We'll say you hit it pretty hard.
okay. 2 points.
Okay, you hit it for 2 points, and it immediately lets go of Agent Warthog and very quickly moves down the hallway and into the shadows and becomes completely silent in the house again.
Dick, are you okay?
No! Shoot it! I just shoot into the shadows where it was with this 30-06. That's a huge noise.
All right, go ahead.
I'll keep a lookout for.
I mean, I don't think I'm actually aiming at anything other than where it ran to.
Right.
That's why I'm keeping a lookout to see if it runs out.
Yeah, as soon as a gun goes off, I'm going up the stairs.
All right, yeah, you hear the gun going off. You hear the blast, or the blast goes. It doesn't hit anything except maybe a side table that had something on it, like a vase. So you hear the vase smash, and you realize that the end of the hall turns.
I run down.
You can do a listen roll as well.
Both of us?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And Forrest, you're coming
start
up the
running.
stairs, so you see them standing there terrified.
Another success.
That is a success for me as well.
All right. You can now hear something up above you in the attic.
Shit. So.
I blast away.
Yeah, I right above us, then I'll just shoot up.
Into the ceiling.
Yeah, if it's right above us, I'll shoot up.
It's a success, but
All right.
hit the ceiling.
I got 99, so shooting the ceiling. So
That means probably that your gun jams, I'd say.
that's fine. That's
Fuck. So you come up to the stairs, you see Warthog firing into the ceiling. Agent Forrest, what do you do? You can definitely hear something moving around up in the ceiling.
I'm going to look for a like one of those like ladders or entry points into the attic.
You don't see anything like that.
Huh. Well, what is
Not
it
where
there?
you're standing.
Well, okay. I go up the stair. well, there's the hall there. Does the hall branch off at all, or are they just like standing at the end of the hall? And
No, it goes where they. If you get up to the top of the stairs, you turn left. That's right where they're standing. There's a hallway going off in that direction. There's also a hallway going off in this direction to your right. You don't hear anything down there.
okay, I'm going to go off to the hallway in the right and look for like a what is it? An entry point to the attic.
You don't hear anything. I mean, you don't see anything.
Okay.
You guys fire a couple times into the ceiling, and you all suddenly hear glass breaking from upstairs.
Shit.
Guys, my gun's jammed.
Here's where we're at.
It's escaping. I'm if I hear glass breaking, I'm gonna run outside and towards the back of the house.
All right, I'm going to run around and just look for some sort of a hatch into the attic or a hole that the thing might have bashed in there.
I'm trying to unjam my gun.
It'll be unjammed on the next one. What you find is that where the thing ran and went around the corner, that's where the access is, and that it's open. So the thing just ran up into the attic once it got away from you.
All right, I just pull my rifle up there, and then I jump up and grab it and pull myself up.
Okay.
Game.
Once you go up there, it becomes very obvious. It's a big attic. That there are windows in the attic, and that it is just smashed out of one of the windows and gone outside. Agent Forrest, by the time you get down, you think that you can see it, but it's moving through the trees. It's swinging almost like a chimpanzee. And it's out of sight, but you know the direction that it was going.
I am going to give chase and just dialing my phone to. Last person I called was I want to say it was Doc. I'm just going to hit redial because I don't have time to fumble with buttons. And what is it? I'm keeping the phone kind of in my pocket and saying, in pursuit of the creature in a forested area.
Can I see? Do I see any of this from looking through the window? Do I
see the you see Agent Forrest running along the fence line.
But I don't see the creature.
No. By the time you look out the window, it's
okay. Shit.
Now that my guns are jammed, I gotta check all the other rooms upstairs.
Yeah, there could be another one. Check the whole building.
Warthog, though, you are looking out the window. Do an alertness roll.
No.
Nope. Okay. So you don't see anything. It takes you maybe 5 more minutes to check the rest of the house, and you don't find anything else. However, you do find evidence up in the attic that there is quite a large quantity of blood and bits and pieces of Mr. Decatur and his son. The thing looks like that's what it was eating. This was sort of its nest. It's very hot up in the attic.
So I'm worried.
It was up in here eating off those bodies downstairs and not trying to impregnate them.
Correct.
But it certainly tried to impregnate me.
Todd, fuck. Yeah.
We've got to check those 2 corpses downstairs for any sort of a residual orange goo.
And the other thing is, remember, there are dogs that could be infected.
We might have to cut them open. The 2 bodies downstairs, we should probably take a look and see if there's anything inside.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
they've been kind of gutted.
Okay, so
we can see inside. So
I don't know why it was choosing to eat these 2 and not impregnate them.
Well, didn't it look like something else?
Do another alertness roll, Warthog, because you're thinking about it.
That's an epic fail or whatever it's called, a 55.
Okay.
Yeah, but didn't it look like it was eaten by something else when we come in? Did it look like it wasn't what we'd seen before?
Well, if you go back downstairs and take a look at the body, a closer look, The bite marks that are on it are obviously this big around and circular.
Yeah. So
So-
it was eating them. Okay, so who came over here? Was it one of the girls came over here?
Possibly both the girls. We don't know.
Because there was a car here. That car is now gone.
Possibly both the girls and the dogs.
I don't know if the dogs or anything, but was this creature bigger than the other creatures we've seen before?
Yes.
So
This was quite large. This was
could have been
orangutan
elf
size.
creature.
However, do another alertness roll. This is to see if you noticed something.
I did not notice.
Okay. How about you, Alex? Do an
Oh.
alertness.
I also do not notice.
Okay. No, it was quite substantially larger.
All right, we need to clean up this place.
Do we? Or do we need to? Oh, where the hell is I dial on my burner phone? I dial Forest.
Okay. Forrest, you're running along the fence line to the end of the block.
Yeah, did I lose sight of the creature?
Yeah, it's gone. It was going diagonal to by comparison to you, but you know it's going in that direction.
Oh, okay. I thought I was still chasing it. Okay.
You are. I mean, you're trying to. You've got to kind of triangulate to see if you can get to where it is, but you can't go in a straight line because there's fences in the way.
All
and
right.
Houses.
What is it? I have the line open to Doc just so he can hear what I'm saying. So when I get a call, I'm just going to let it go to voicemail.
Okay.
And I'm just unless I get to the point to where it's obvious that I lost the creature, I'm going to try to pursue it as best I can.
Okay. You run along the fence line. You get to the end of the block, and you then make a right-hand turn because you're still going in the direction that it was going. And as you make that right-hand turn and start to run forward, you can see that at the end of the block is Truman High School.
It is at Truman High School, I will say into the phone.
You need to have the speaker bring the speaker closer to your mouth. You say high school?
Truman High School. Truman High School.
Who are you talking to, Doc?
You two need to get
Okay,
over
what's-
here.
Doc, yeah.
Yeah. What is it? You two need to get over here. This is what is it? Where a bunch of people are sheltering. The creature is at Truman High School near a large population center.
Okay.
What is it?
Shit. All right.
I'll
We'll
await you
wrap
guys.
up here.
And I'm going to hang up with him and then call Warthog.
Right. Agent Forrest did not see the flyer either. I'm sorry, Agent Forrest did not see the flyer.
Right, we did. And you call me and tell me you're headed to the high school?
Yep, the creature is going towards Truman High School.
They're sheltering people in Truman's high school. In
Oh,
Truman High School.
So
cheese
it's
and crackers.
There could be 100 people in there.
You guys got to get over here ASAP.
And do what?
And
Not let 100 people die?
yeah, but
I hang up and I say to Keith, that's not an objective.
yeah, but Todd, we have another issue, right? Like, if that's going to the high school, the car has left. Where did it go? And we know about the party happening tonight.
Do you think the cop could run an ID on the car so at least we know what kind of car it is? Like, we could maybe through the process of elimination figure out what kind of car it is. We could see if it's at the high school. I don't know. You think they're
Maybe.
all getting together?
Maybe we could, well, maybe we could go check out McMillan Hall, because at least check it out.
Wait, what's McMillan Hall?
That's where the party's going on tonight. What if they've gone there?
Wait, but
The
that's
car.
you said that was 9 p.m. tonight, right?
Yeah, but a lead on where the car could go. It could wait. We don't know. These things could be patient-ish.
Okay.
But then
Okay. You think?
the
Okay.
high school.
The alpha creature, what we're now calling the alpha creature, has gone to the high school.
Yeah. But then there's others. We don't know about the girls.
We don't know about the girls, and you think the girls might have gone to the party. But one of the girls had to come here and did this, didn't they? Or maybe not. I guess there's the alpha creature here. I don't think. I don't know.
But we know the car was here, so the two girls probably came in. What if one of the girls was the alpha creature?
Isn't the alpha creature the one that infected Mills from the very beginning?
Yeah, but what if it had infected one of the girls? I don't know. It's all getting a bit too much, Todd. I don't know.
Sorry, I understand. I'm at my wit's end too. It's not a bad idea. Let me call Doc. Doc's with the cop.
Yeah, and Doc's probably a little bit less tense than we are right now.
Doc.
Hello?
Doc, it's Warthog. I don't know where you are in the loop. We've got a big one headed to the high school where the town is
All right.
where the town is sheltering people. So there's going to be some shit happening there.
Okay, yeah, that explains what Forrest was saying. He was, it sounded like he had his phone in his pocket or something.
He's in pursuit of the thing. The thing just jumped us. It's big. Now, the other thing, people don't know where the girls are. The girls are on the loose, and they've got an invitation for a party that doesn't happen for several hours, but I don't know, maybe they're going early. Keys thinks it wouldn't be a bad idea to head over there. We've got
All right.
So, have you discovered anything about these things you want to tell me? Are we all up to speed? This thing, look, it's got tentacles,
So,
4 arms. It tried to.
if you down one, pour some bleach on it, inject bleach, acid, something. From what I can tell, if the orange crud is in sufficient enough quantity, it'll start rebuilding the organism.
Rebuilding the organism?
I'm not sure if it'll come back to life fully, but I'm not messing around with this.
You mean it regenerates?
So the one that Forrest blasted in the room, it didn't look as nasty as it should have.
Well, shit. The thing moves through trees like a primate. I mean, it fled the scene here, moving through the trees.
All right. Yeah. So just FYI, if you down one, double tap, triple tap, chemical, whatever. But Warthog, I don't think you need to worry about the biological viability of these specimens. We get any one of these incapacitated, we could shove it in the cage, and it might be fine. So,
all right.
shoot to kill.
Hey, is that police officer still with you?
He is.
I'm actually not far from you at all at the moment.
Oh, you're in the car with him, right?
Yeah, he's here.
It would be great if we could figure out what kind of car the girls are driving around in.
All right.
Do we have their names? Is there a car registered to any of them? Can the cop find them out?
We know it's Pamela's car.
We know that?
Yeah, well, yeah, an educated guess, because her car wasn't there.
Yeah.
If we could find out what kind of car that is, it would be handy if we show up to this party scene and we see a car that matches the description there. And we've got the names of these people. Pamela Decatur.
You're at Pamela's residence, correct? See if there's a spare set of keys. That'll at least give us make.
No, wait, we're at the landlord's.
Yeah, that is
Pamela's.
Yeah, okay, sure. We'll look for a spare set.
Yeah, that'll at least give us make. I'm not sure if Filigree, do you think you can look up a car right now? Or is that completely outside of the realm of possibility?
I don't know, Tom. Can I?
You have to go back to the station.
Yeah, I can. I just got to stop by the station to do so.
All right, that might be time that we don't have. You would have to run back to the station to do that.
How close is the station, Tom? There's one here in town, right?
About 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And we can't forget that Todd, you gotta remind them, we can't forget the forest is at the high school. And that's the problem is we know for definite a creature is probably there.
Yeah, you guys ought to get to the high school, especially if you've got the policeman with you. He can do crowd control and maybe get people into a safer spot, but you've got a big one going on.
Right.
What's going on, Doc? Why is he shouting? He sounds excited on the phone.
So
We're going to McMillan.
I can't hear you, I assume.
Oh,
yeah, you're on the phone.
And then I just hang.
Yep. All right. All right. So they went to Pamela's. There was it sounds like an adult creature there. Not sure. Well, Forrest ran after it. It was heading towards the school.
The school.
Yeah. So
Which
we
is being
definitely
used as a
should head there. They don't know where the two girls are. They were thinking we might look up the car that they're likely to be driving around, but that's
We obviously don't have time for that. We gotta get to school now. Come on, let's go.
yeah. Let's go. I'm putting these trash bags in the back of your car. They're double wrapped, so they shouldn't be leaking anything.
Okay. Just watch out for the AR back there.
Yeah.
All right. So, Agent Forrest, you run down the street, the second block, and you come up to the entrance to the high school. The high school is completely surrounded by a large metal bar fence. However, the front gate is open, and there are little posters up about food and shelter inside.
Cheese and crackers.
You can see way too many ways that the creature could get into the building. The building is a couple of stories high and pretty extensive.
Do I see any definite signs that the creature has come this way, or
Not for sure, but this is the direction it was going, and there are trees that come right up to the buildings itself. Do an idea roll.
that is a success?
Okay.
70 under 75.
This is partly an assumption on your part, but looking around at the neighborhood and the ice and the snow and everything, and considering the power grid, this place is probably a beacon of warmth and, to a creature. If the creature can sense heat, which obviously it's trying to get to a warm place, this is a huge warm place.
Okay.
I get out of the car.
Oh, you're not quite there yet.
We're not there yet. Sorry.
There in a few minutes.
Okay. Is there anybody at the front of the building or front of the?
Yeah, there's a person sitting behind a table. The front door is open, and they're sitting. She probably wouldn't be too cold.
Well, they're probably like sitting in the hall because
They're
it'll
probably
be behind
sitting
a
just
door.
inside the door. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably why they didn't freak out when they saw a giant creature climbing in the side.
Yeah, they didn't see anything on the outside.
Okay.
You're going to go inside?
Uh,
You're going to wait for the others?
no, I'll. How big is the campus around the building itself?
Well, average high school. The building that you've come up to is probably the gym. That would be the the obvious place to put a bunch of people.
Probably also the warmest building. Okay. I'm going to go up to the front and how big is that shotgun? Can I stow it in like my coat or
No.
no? Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well,
You might
what
have
is
to
it?
regroup and figure it out.
Nope, in for penny, in for pound. I'm walking up, gun in hand, opening the door, FEMA
Okay.
badge on display.
You feel the warmth. It's not overly warm. You can see right into the gymnasium. There are maybe 50 people here. They have cots. They have tables set up. People are drinking coffee. The inside of the gym is maybe 2 stories high. There's girders and framework all up there. There's a big scoreboard at one end. And this room leads into, the whole rest of the school. So during the winter, they can pretty much stay indoors in the entire school without having to go outside. And there's, a few people come walking up. Can we help you? You don't look like you need a place to stay.
I'll point to the badge and say, FEMA. We've been having problems with the grid. Where is the what is it? The boiler room and/or what is it? Your breaker room.
The generators are down. To give you a direction at the other end, they've got some very large generators for the school.
All right, I'll
kind of behind the school where kids don't play.
Sure, I'm looking more for the temperature control for the building.
Each room, each classroom, everybody has their own temperature control.
Oh, not a centralized unit. Okay, well, what is it? I'll go. I'll explain what I'm doing if anybody asks me, but basically I'm turning as many of the rooms down to 50 degrees as I can. It's uncomfortable for the creature, and maybe that'll encourage it to move on, but the people won't be endangered.
Okay, the most of the classrooms right now are probably only at 60 degrees. Because the school's closed. They don't want to waste energy. Also, they're trying their best not to use a lot of electricity. So the lights are turned off. It's not particularly dark right now because there are windows up at the top of the gymnasium. But at night they do the same thing. They all have little lanterns and battery-powered things. But
okay, I'm not gonna wander the the unoccupied parts of the school until everybody gets here. But I'm going to make sure that the occupied parts, the gym and all that, basically, I'm going to turn down the temperature to make it uncomfortable to the creature. That way, at least it won't draw it.
In the gymnasium?
Yeah, that's where everybody's staying.
You probably get the immediate attention of people when they see you doing that. Like, what? Why are you turning it down? We need to stay warm. We've got children here. We've got...
What is it? We have major problems with our power supply here. We're having to redistribute resources.
Okay, well, they're just going to keep complaining. So
I expect them to.
Gaining a crowd. All right. Keys and Warthog.
Yes.
So you've moved back down the stairs. You said you were going to look for Keys and you're going to examine the bodies.
Yeah, I guess. There's 2 other cars here, right? Keys.
That's at that's at the other house.
So are there any other cars here?
There is a like a Buick, but it's buried in ice.
Okay, so we're looking for spare car keys, and
Right.
I guess we'd look in the
Just
living
so we
room.
know a make.
Yeah, near any sort of an entrance.
All right.
Put their keys when they come in from work.
Well, there's a good chance that they could be in the pocket of the husband, though he's torn up.
Yeah, we'll look.
All right. You find keys. You also find a cell phone.
Ooh. And a wallet? Do I find a wallet?
Yeah, you find his wallet.
So maybe the card registration's in the wallet.
You know that you find out that his name was Kelly, the husband.
Okay.
Kelly Decatur.
Can I unlock the phone? Is it a smartphone or a flip?
Well, you can try, or you can give it to
I've got keys here.
Agent
Keys.
Keys.
Yeah, you got me. Yeah, I'll
Right.
have a look at the phone.
Agent Keys, you look through it and you see that there was a voicemail to Mr. Decatur from Tilda that he responded to right afterwards. So you hit the button.
Hi, Mr. Decatur. This is Tilda Hastings. Your wife left some of her tools at our house. We are on our way out and can drop them off. Could you call us back with your address? Thanks. Bye.
That's creepy.
I think we need to go check out that.
That means they came here.
Yeah, and we were unsure they were here, but now we definitely know for sure. But I think we should. The others have got the school. I think we should go check out the hall.
I'll call Doc on the way.
I'll drive.
Excuse me. You drive.
Yeah, I'll drive, man. Yeah,
Right.
I get it. Yeah.
That seems like a pretty good spot to break for this week. You guys are all set up. Our players included Brian Daly, Matt Ryan, Josh Harwood, Ryan Sesney, and Ian Christensen, with yours truly as the keeper of the secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows, free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on the latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.